The Laois County Final start in 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. You're very welcome. Let's get today started. You're very, very welcome for the Laois County Finals. Who's going to represent Team Laois in the Helix in Dublin in May? Let's find out. You're very, very welcome. You're very, very welcome to the Laois County Finals. It's our 20th year of the Student Enterprise Programme, and I believe, according to our brilliant Student Enterprise Programme coordinator, Rosie, there was 427 participants taking place from Laois this year. Let's take a look at some of the schools that have taken part in the competition this year. So here we go. The time has come. Let's have a look what's coming up today. Oh, my computer's doing something a bit wonky there. Connor Bergen, our brilliant Caherlock, stopped by a little earlier with a message for you guys. So let's hear from Connor.
Councillor Connor Bergen, Caherlock of Laois County Council. As Caherlock of Laois County Council, I'm delighted to be here today for the Student Enterprise Awards 2022. It bodes well for our county that we have such strong representation of secondary school students taking part in these awards, and that our young people have the confidence and the skills to generate such exciting and innovative business ideas. Encouraging and promoting an enterprise culture at an early age is a key activity of the local enterprise office and greatly contributes to encouraging young people to choose self-employment as a viable career option. The Student Enterprise Programme is the biggest enterprise competition for students in Ireland. It helps students grasp the skills associated with running a real enterprise, including working as part of a team, managing production and finances, organising a sales and marketing campaign, and liaising directly with customers, judges and the media. Over the past 12 years, the local enterprise office has run this competition, and we've seen some remarkable success stories with high levels of innovation and sales pitches. What's really striking is how confident young people are in presenting their final proposals, with many teachers stating that students often develop self-confidence as they work through the different stages of their business. The local enterprise office provides significant support to students and teachers involved in the competition, and by introducing enterprise to students can only help to create more entrepreneurs in the future. I'd like to sincerely congratulate all of the participants who took part in the Student Awards this year and wish them every best success in their future endeavours. I'd like to thank the teachers involved for all their hard work and encouraging the students to learn the real skills of running their own business. Best of luck to all the participants, and Gurv Mila Machagut.
Thank you, Connor. Moving swiftly on, I think we have a lovely little message in from Honor Deavy. Now, Honor is currently watching the show as we speak, but she recorded a message for you guys. She's the acting head of enterprise at the local enterprise office right here in Laois. And again, the local enterprise office is here to support you throughout your entrepreneurial journey. So I think it's very, very important to remember that today is not the end of our entrepreneurial journey, regardless of whether we win or don't win today. Today is the beginning, and the local enterprise office is here to support you guys for the years to come. Let's hear from Honor.
Welcome to the Laois Student Enterprise County Final 2022. We in the local enterprise office are delighted to be involved with the Student Enterprise Programme, which has been running for the past 20 years. Every year, the numbers participating increases, and the standard of applications has also improved each year. Over 300 students have registered in 7 secondary schools across Laois, and I'd like to thank you for getting involved, and well done for getting involved in the competition so far. The local enterprise office is delighted to host this competition, as it is really important to introduce young people to entrepreneurship, to develop real-life business skills, such as preparing a business plan, managing finances, developing a sales strategy, and dealing with customers. Young people are very innovative, and many go on to develop businesses after school. This is where the local enterprise office can help. We can support entrepreneurs with a range of supports, from financial grants to training and mentoring. I would like to thank the teachers. They are critical to the success of this programme, and they give invaluable advice and encouragement to students to set up their mini enterprises. COVID has provided difficulties over the past 2 years, but this has not affected the high standard of applications that we have received. The judges have had a very difficult task, and I don't envy their job. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Patricia Frayne, Portlaoise Enterprise Centre, Caroline Hoffman, Laois Chamber, and Sean Ryan, Midland Business Training, for all of their hard work. So finally, I'd like to wish you all the best of luck, and I look forward to meeting some of you in the years ahead.
And what Anna was saying there, and she's absolutely right, it's been another year where we've had to wear face masks, and we had to adapt because of COVID. So you guys are incredible to do that, and hopefully this is the last year of a virtual county final, and next year we'll see each other in person, should I say. So really, really important. Who's getting excited? Well, let's get to our first award now. Who's getting excited? You know what would be so much better? You know what would be so much better is if we could actually see some of you guys cheering and kicking off today's program. That would be so much better, wouldn't it? I got my wish. I saw you guys. That's absolutely amazing. You're very, very welcome. So we're getting to our first award, and it's a big one. It's our junior category award. So the winner of our junior category award, this team will be representing Team Laois in the Helix in Dublin in May. And we probably, I think it was Rosie, our student enterprise program, actually hired a drummer for today. So Rosie, cue that drummer. Our junior category award goes to, I'm going to go Sapone soap, or it could be Sap One soap, but I like Sapone. That's from Portlaoise College. Very classy branding. The teacher in Portlaoise College that's doing backflips right now is Michelle Duggan. Proud teacher you are, Michelle. And the students there are James and Valeria. So well done, guys. You're our first winners and big winners in our junior category award. What's Sapone soap? I hear you guys say, well, it's organic, it's a vegetable based handmade soap with an amazing scent. Or I believe soaps with amazing scents, should I say. So worthy winners of our first award this afternoon. Cue those fireworks. And moving swiftly on, this is a high energy affair. We're getting to our intermediate award. Again, another very, very big award. So, who will be the winner of our intermediate award? Again, also representing Team Laois in the Helix in Dublin. Rosie, there's drummers, please. It's Laois, also from Portlaoise College. Huge congratulations. Our teacher in Portlaoise College there is James Harvey, also doing backflips. And the student is Oisín. Oisín is the student there who's a bit of a computer wizard, I believe. He's offered a tailored web design service to students and to people on a budget. That's his unique selling point. And if I'm lucky, I have an extract here from Oisín's video. Let's see whether we can find out a little bit about Osite.
Osite your site. What is Osite? Think of flying business class but paying Ryanair prices. Osite is a web design business that offers business class quality for a price that even school kids can afford. I got the vision for Osite when I noticed my friends struggling to find a way to advertise their products in business studies. I quickly realized what they were missing was an online presence. As a coder for a few years, I'd been working on various projects including web design, so I spent some time polishing up a website with a business focus and showed it to my classmates. The interest was huge. What was missing at this stage was a price point. I did some market research and found the prices charged by my potential competitors were far beyond the reach of most individuals and certainly all my classmates. This would be my USP. Every website is coded and hosted by me. A basic package website takes me just over 2 hours to code. Because I offer rent-free domains, coding everything myself at high speed, my overheads are minimal, meaning I can keep my prices rock bottom. My classmates were hooked.
So well done to Oisín and Osite, our intermediate winner. Now, some interesting characters have just popped into our green room. Let's give you a cue of who we're going to be talking to there. They look like an interesting bunch. Hello, Richard and Peter.
Greg, how are you?
Good. So pureclothing.ie. So another very hip clothing brand. I know we've got some good ones in Ireland at the moment, but you guys took part in the student enterprise program in the past. How many years ago were you part of the competition, or can you remember?
I'd say it was back when we were in transition year, so probably 2016 now at this stage. So
yeah,
what, 6 years ago?
6 years ago, it's not that long ago.
I suppose not that long ago, but sure, look, we've done a lot since then. So
there you go.
Seems like it's far in the past.
Brilliant stuff. So how did that competition kind of help you on your entrepreneurial journey?
Oh yeah, it was huge for us. I guess, like you said, we weren't exactly successful. We didn't win out the competition, but the skills that you pick up throughout the journey definitely stood to us further along in our careers. So in our fourth year, we would have set up our first kind of proper business, which was an online marketing business, and that was just kind of off a lot of the skills that we picked up in TY through doing different things like the enterprise competition. So yeah, like you said, you might not necessarily be successful today, and there's been some great ideas that you've shown and that we've seen. But yeah, definitely the skills that you've picked up will be priceless to you down the line.
Yeah, no, that's great. I love the fact that you guys didn't win. It'd be so boring if you guys won the competition 6 years ago. Like, the reality is, so many amazing Irish businesses have come out of the student enterprise program that didn't win, or entrepreneurs with new ideas that didn't win. So let's talk about Pure Clothing. So, how did Pure Clothing come about? And I mean, how did you make to use a local enterprise office term, how did you make it happen?
Yeah, so I suppose myself and Peter, we started working together back in 2016 when we were in transition year. We actually entered a few competitions in our transition year, and I suppose we kind of tried to develop as many skills as possible. So we took part in the Formula One in Schools Challenge, which is it's an engineering competition where we had to operate like a business while designing and racing a mini F1 car. We also did the enterprise competition and other bits and bobs like that. And we kind of picked up graphic design skills and video editing skills and web design and this kind of thing. So I suppose we took the skills that we picked up when we were in TY and moved them on into this digital marketing agency that Peter spoke about a minute ago. Then when lockdown hit in 2020, all of the businesses that we were working with kind of stopped advertising. So we wanted to continue on with our web skills and our graphic design, and off the back of that, we set up Pure Clothing. Pure is a fully sustainable brand. I suppose we kind of noticed the huge issues that are out there with people over consuming, especially when it comes to fashion, and the huge issues that fast fashion causes to both the planet and its people. So yeah, when we had the time in that first lockdown, we said we'd give it a go and try to fight back against the fast fashion and do something ourselves. So
Wow. So Pure Clothing, what makes you different from other brands? I mean, you talk about sustainability. I know there's some really good Irish clothing brands like Dim & Coffee's another one that comes around. But what makes you different? What's your unique selling point?
So we launched on the TikTok platform and we got a sort of a really high volume of views early on. And I think it's just because of that transparency that we operate with. So we try and get our community as involved as possible with the business and its model. And we're really sort of conversational with our followers and our community. And we just really want to show exactly what we're doing and the focus that we do have on sustainability, because I think it's quite a gray area at the minute. There's a lot of greenwashing that goes on and it can be hard to see through what's sustainable and what's not. So that's what we put a huge focus on is transparency and really bringing our community along with us and having them involved in the development of the business. I think that's something that people really appreciate, and that's kind of reflected in the online following that we have garnered. So obviously we would have leveraged that video editing skill set that we picked up on the TikTok platform back in 2020 when it was just sort of taken off. So yeah, our first couple of videos got over 120,000 views, and then one of our videos got, I think, was 780,000 views, just because people really seem to appreciate the mission and the transparency. So I think that's kind of where we separate ourselves from the competition.
Brilliant. And one of the core marketing tools, by the sounds of it, that you're leveraging at the moment, not for just exposure, but to build a community and to generate sales, is TikTok. So tell us a little bit about how you're using TikTok to scale your business even.
Yeah, so we kind of looked at the different brands like Gymshark and some of those who really got in early when Instagram was growing. And what they did was something that we tried to do with TikTok. So we tried to bring our followers along on a journey as we developed our business. So I think our first video was just launching the idea of sustainable fashion. Maybe our second video was when we realized, okay, people really want this. Our second video then was maybe starting the design of our logo. We also brought our followers along as we were designing our website and finding our suppliers. And we tried to bring our followers along on that journey as if they were part of the business themselves. And I think people really enjoyed seeing the behind the scenes of how a business is set up, especially a sustainable one that's done online during a pandemic. So I think that really stood to us, that we did show such transparency and allowed our followers come on the journey with us.
I love the fact that you say, you know, make my customers part of my business. And I think that's a really, really good tip. Don't think of your customers from the outside that you're trying to market out to. Think about them as part of your business. That's a very, very clever way of looking at things, which is brilliant. Thinking about challenges, and obviously the pandemic was an opportunity as well as a challenge, guys. But what are the greatest business challenges that you've overcome so far when it comes to Pure Clothing?
And I'd say, obviously, both of us were still in college at stages during the business development. So trying to scale while you're also trying to not drop off in assignments and college work is something that you have to find a balance with. But I think we did it quite well for the period of time that they were sort of coming together. As well as that, as kind of younger business people, cash flow can be an issue as well when, you know, it's a very cash intensive business to try and target, say, November and December are really busy months where the sky is the limit as to how much stock that we should be trying to get in. So yeah, I guess with the low personal assets that we would have as two younger people, it was kind of difficult to try and manage that. But I think there is different resources and supports out there to help you manage that and navigate that. So yeah, we made it through, but I guess you're never going to get everything 100% right. But yeah, there are probably a couple of things that we would have noticed in terms of obstacles.
And I suppose, so we're both from, well, I'm from Sligo, Peter's from Mayo, but our business is based in Mayo. So we tried to work as closely as we could with the local enterprise office in Mayo. And we found that there was a lot of support there, especially when it comes to marketing. We availed of the online trading voucher as well. So there was lots of support and advice that we were able to utilize through the local enterprise office, which really helped us, especially as we were two young lads. I suppose we were kind of going out there on a limb. It was our first time setting up a real proper business that we really wanted to grow, and having the support from them was really valuable to us.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. And Honor mentioned it when she was giving her welcome address earlier on, that the local enterprise office are there to help. And sometimes when you're starting up a business, the support of someone with a little bit more, I suppose, knowledge and know-how and expertise can be invaluable. I think we hit a level in business, and even this might resonate with a lot of our students today, is, you know, we may be sold could be Christmas decorations at markets around Christmas time, and you kind of hit a level where you get your business to. How are you scaling your business? So how are we reaching a new level of business, and what kind of tips would you give to students looking to scale their businesses?
For us, I guess we're expanding our sales channels. So originally we would have been just selling online, but in November last year we started retailing in Ernest department store on Henry Street in Dublin. And we're looking at expanding the retail model to sort of independent retailers across the country. What I will say is sometimes you don't have to have exactly the most revolutionary idea. I think it's just about persistence with something. So just doing, you don't have to reinvent the wheel always. If you just do your business idea really well and you're really persistent with it, I think there's a lot to be said for that. So I think it's often the case that people make businesses more so than ideas. It's great to have a great idea, and that obviously helps, but like myself and Richard, we're still as a bare bones business just retailing apparel, which there's hundreds of thousands of them out there. So I think what separates us is kind of the approach that we take and the persistence that we go with and the drive that we have to try and scale it. It can be very easy in the early days, if you're not that busy, to just be like, oh, here, this isn't going to work, I'm just going to let it fall by the wayside. But I just think, yeah, just try and do things really well. Like you said, surrounding yourself with people who are better than you maybe at certain aspects, and having really good self-awareness as to what you're good at and what you're not good at, and just really sticking at something that you believe in. As long as you believe in the idea, you're going to be able to make something happen if you're persistent enough.
I was going to ask you for 3 business tips, but I think you've just given them, which is pretty phenomenal. So pureclothing.ie, check out the website from the lads. Richard and Peter, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your wonderful words of wisdom and continued success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and best of luck to everyone.
Cheers. See you guys. So there we go. Words of wisdom. Moving on swiftly, we've got another very special guest coming in, and she's been panicked because she couldn't get her camera working. I've let the cat out of the bag that it's a she, haven't I? But the good news is our camera is working, so we can expect another special guest shortly. We now get to our creative business idea. This was a video competition, and we have a junior cycle winner here. So our next award goes to, it's Sniff and Sip from Portlaoise College. Huge congratulations. I love this idea. Sniff and Sip is also the mastermind of Oisín. Remember Oisín, who won the intermediate award? This is Oisín's concept as well. Teacher again is James Harvey in Portlaoise College. And what I really like about this is it's a water bottle that holds capsules, which uses scent instead of additives to create the desired flavor perception. So a really, really cool concept, to say the very, very least. I think we have a snippet of the video, because it was a video competition after all, wasn't it?
Sniff and Sip is an attachment for a water bottle that uses scent instead of additives to make water taste like something else. You're in the mood for Pepsi, but you want to stick to something healthy. Sniff and Sip allows you to drink healthily but taste Pepsi. Sniff and Sip are capsules that can attach onto a specially designed water bottle. Once attached, these capsules will release a certain aroma. If you buy the Pepsi scented ones, they will release a smell of Pepsi. Fill the bottle with water and the capsule will make the water taste like Pepsi. This works because taste is mainly based on smell. Adopting the razor blade business model, the bottle is a reusable one-time buy, but the capsules will need to be replaced. The capsule
Unbelievable. I love that concept. There's something that we really need to develop, Oisín. So that's a really, really cool concept, but that's a concept that I can really see taking off. So a very, very worthy winner. Sniff and Sip from Portlaoise College. I think we have a senior category winner as well, don't we? So our creative business idea, again, video competition, senior cycle video competition, and the winner goes to, it's the Sweat Zone, also from Portlaoise College. Come on, all other schools in Laois. Come on. We can't let Portlaoise win everything, can we? But the Sweat Zone is that's Moses' video idea. Your teacher is Michelle Duggan, and oh no, it's not. It's James Harvey is the teacher. My apologies. Sweat Zone, James Harvey from Portlaoise College, and the mastermind is Noor. That's Noor Fatima. I love this business idea. This is a health and fitness app and website designed for people with disabilities. I think we have an extract from it. Let me see whether I can find an extract from this brilliant video.
Well, I have a question for you. When you went to the gym last time, did you notice anybody with a disability in your gym? Well, the answer is probably no, because people with disabilities don't have the resources as the rest of us do. So I present to you the Sweat Zone. I came up with this idea because when I went to my gym, I never saw anybody. And even if I did, they were usually lost and didn't know what they were doing because they didn't know or nobody told them. So I did a survey and found out that 13.5% of the population in Ireland have a disability. And there is no other apps or anything in the market. My survey also found out that 73% of the people knew somebody that would use this app and would benefit from it. So why exactly did I create this app? Well, I want this app to allow people to have more confidence and motivation to achieve their goals. There will be two versions of the app, a free one and a premium. On the free version, you'll have access to nutrition classes and fitness classes. And on the premium, you'll have access to mental health videos, personal trainers, and more nutrition recipes and classes.
That's the brilliant Noor and the Sweat Zone. So huge congratulations and well done to your teacher, James Harvey, from Portlaoise College. So unbelievable concept. And just like I said with Oisin earlier on, Nor, that's a brilliant, brilliant idea. So turn that into reality. I absolutely love it. We have one more award before we get to our next special guest. And that award is for the My Entrepreneurial Journey competition. And this year we have an intermediate winner. So the intermediate winner of the My Entrepreneurial Journey competition goes to, it's Hopsy from Portlaoise College. And that is the teacher that I mentioned earlier on that wasn't James. The teacher is Michelle Duggan from Portlaoise College. So well done, Michelle. And more importantly, our fantastic student with this brilliant idea was Mosa. So well done to Mosa. And Hopsy is essentially a social media app. It's like we need another one, right? But a very, very cool social media app. The judges were so impressed with your with the well thought out concept that you had and the imagery that she displayed on the poster there. So a huge congratulations to Hopsy. You have won the My Entrepreneurial Journey Intermediate category. So huge well done. And let's find out who our special guest is. There it is. Sometimes people are just too brilliant not to have again. And last year we were so excited that we had the brilliant Emma Power as our guest in the Laois Student Enterprise Programme. And we wanted to have her back. And even though her camera wasn't working, she's persisted, and here she is.
Hello, thank you so much for having me back. God, the panic there when I came in and my camera wasn't working. I was like, am I going to be able to do it? But we're sorted and we're fixed, thank God.
And you're live from the radio studios. Where are you at the moment?
So at the moment, I'm giving a dig out on the entertainment news today. So I literally there at 12 o'clock came off air with Tracy Clifford after doing the entertainment news. I'm now in a room that we call the Smelly Box Room here in 2FM. So if anyone listens to 2FM Breakfast, they might be familiar with Smelly Box Room because you will have heard about it a million times. So that explains this big mural behind me right here. So yeah, I'm just here for chat with you guys, and I'm back on 2FM doing the entertainment news at 1.
Very cool. Well, let's get. We won't go on till 1 anyway. Tell us about, how did you get into radio?
So how I got into radio? Well, for me, I think growing up, I always knew that I wanted to do something that I was passionate about, something that I'd enjoy, a job that I'd love. So I always loved listening to the radio, always loved listening to music. And I was a professional chatterbox in school. Like, I think I drove my teachers mad because all I did was talk. Every report card that came back was like, yeah, she's good at her, her homework and all that, but she just won't stop talking. So I think a job in radio probably made sense for me. But how it happened for me was I have an older cousin, Gavin, who works for Today FM, and I used to be around Gavin a lot when I was younger. And I remember he'd come home, he works in Today FM as a sound engineer, and I remember he'd come home and he'd be telling me all about his job in the radio, and I used to think that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, I really want to try that out. So then when I got into 4th year for my work experience, he kindly set me up with a week's work experience in Today FM, went in and literally fell in love. It was just the greatest week of my life. I couldn't believe that these people played music and got to talk for a job. And of course, there's a lot of jobs in radio that aren't just presenting jobs. So I kind of got to experience loads of different things that week during my work experience. So I loved it. So then when it came around to time for me doing my CAO, I knew that I wanted to do something that was, media related. So I looked at a few different courses and I ended up deciding to do a course in IADT, which was radio broadcasting. So I went and I studied that for 2 years. Then while I was doing my course, we had to do work placement. So I was lucky enough to get set up with some work placement for 2 weeks in East Coast FM. But just by chance, before I started my work placement, there was a job that had been advertised for promotional staff for East Coast FM. So I applied for that. And then I went and did my 2 weeks work placement. And just while I was there doing my work placement, the interviews took place. So I did my interview and got my first job. So I was 19 at the time, my first year of summer in college, and I got my first radio job. So that involved us kind of traveling around Wicklow, doing different things, promoting the station. We were out in the Jeeps, we were ringing back to the station, telling them what we were up to. And that kind of started it for me. So after that, then I continued to work in radio. So I went traveling to Australia for a while, came back, started working in East Coast FM again, doing entertainment news and covering shows. And I was working full-time at a bank. Then I worked full-time in Microsoft, all while working in radio and getting as much experience as I can. I was in places like Dublin City FM, Dublin South FM, I was in Spin, and then eventually I got into RTE. So it was just getting into college, learning as much as I could there, and then getting as much experience and taking as many jobs as I could, which then eventually led me to working here in 2FM full time.
Wow, sure, it was all smooth sailing. I'd say there was no hiccups along the way. I take it everything went swimmingly.
I wouldn't say that. I think, one thing and one piece of advice for anyone who wants to work in media is be prepared to get knocked back a lot. It's a really competitive industry. There's very few radio stations and very few jobs compared to some other industries that people may be interested in. So I actually hit an obstacle at my very first job interview. So the job that I went for East Coast FM was for promotional staff. So you needed a driver's license. You had to know how to drive. At the time, I didn't know how to drive. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to let this stop me. I'm just going to apply for it and see how I get on. So I knew I had my work experience set up. So I was like, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to absolutely wow them. And then they're going to have to give me the job. Even though I can't drive, they're going to have to give me the job. So I went in. I literally couldn't have been more helpful. I just took everything that they threw at me and then went for the job interview. They were like, Emma, you have to be able to drive for this job. And I just managed to sell myself. I don't know how. I just managed to convince them to give me the job, even though I couldn't drive. So I managed, thankfully, to get over that obstacle. But since then, I've had so many bumps. I've had, when I started in East Coast FM, we used to have to ring back to the station and tell them what we were up to. So that involved going on to the radio. So I'd only been on college radio prior to this. And at the start, I was so nervous that eventually the program director said, listen, we're going to have to take you off air. You can't do the links back to the station for a while. He's like, you're just too nervous. You need to practice and see how you get on. And then we'll consider bringing you back on air. So that was another obstacle. I had to, go off and really work on my confidence, really work on my approach to that. And eventually he put me back on air. I've spent my career sending emails to people trying to set up meetings that I've constantly been told, no, sorry, we don't have any jobs here. We don't have this. I've, been put forward for shows that I'd been convinced I'd get. Shows that I haven't got. Now I'm lucky I've had my show on 2FM for 4.5 years. But before that, there were many shows that I used to cover that I thought I was a shoe-in for that I didn't get. But I think the most important thing is don't let the obstacles put you off doing what you want to do. Like no matter what, path you take or what career you go into, you're always going to face obstacles. You're always going to miss out on jobs. You're going to be told no, sorry, But I think for me, what got me through and what got me to where I am today is just constantly saying, okay, they said no. There's a reason why they said no. I need to work on that and come back and try harder next time.
There's nothing more powerful than a made-up mind, and you made up your mind that you were going to succeed. And I think that's a great lesson for our students. If you have made up your mind you're going to succeed, you're going to find a way. Talking about that, you come across incredibly passionate. When you're talking about your career, you can see the eyes light up and you get very passionate, which is really cool. So how important is passion, do you think, when choosing a career path or even choosing a business idea?
I think passion for me is the most important thing when choosing a career because, say I work 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week, depending on how busy I am. And, that takes up a lot of my time and a lot of my personal time sometimes as well, especially, as I was trying to get to where I am now. I used to have to work a lot of extra hours, take on a lot of experience. And if I didn't have passion for my job, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I wouldn't have got to where I am now. And I think we spend so much of our time, especially like if you're in full-time work, you're working probably like 40, 42 hours a week. That's a lot of time to be doing the same thing. And if you're not passionate about your job and if you don't enjoy it, you're going to be bored. You're not going to be happy. I think, sometimes people focus on the financial side of work. And, if I do this job, I'll earn lots of money. But I think that's the wrong approach to take. I think, obviously you want to be comfortable, but I think the main thing when it comes to picking and choosing a career is making sure that you're passionate and that you really enjoy what you do. Because if you're going to spend 30 years of your life doing something, you don't want to be miserable.
No, exactly. And there's a quote, and I don't quite believe it, but if you choose the job or career you love, you'll never have to work another day in your life. I don't think that's
Yeah.
quite true, but it certainly makes life a lot
Yeah.
easier
I
if
think,
you
you
do
know,
what you enjoy.
I think the odd day it might feel like that, you know,
Yeah,
but sometimes it
there
does
you
just feel
go.
like work.
Yeah. So I love the fact with your career, you get knocked up, your perseverance got you where you are today, and the fact that you're doing what you love, and that's all what we want for everyone listening today,
Yeah.
is to think about what you love, what you enjoy, and to go for it. It's
Yeah.
like the Nike swoosh says, just do it. Um, yeah, sorry, Gemma.
I was just going to say, I think, you know, like having been involved with the Student Enterprise Awards like this year and last year, I think that this is a great way of the students learning what they want to do as well, because, you know, these projects are things that they've never done before, and it might give them experience doing something that they never in a million years imagined that they do. So they might find from doing this that this is, you know, the start of an amazing career for them.
Absolutely, 100%. Emma, do something that you were hugely instrumental with us last year was let's talk about music for a split second before we
Okay.
wave a teary goodbye. What are the most must listen Irish acts of
Okay.
2022? So, who should we be listening to?
I'm like, where do I start? I have to say that Irish music is in an incredible place at the moment. We have so many Irish artists on our playlists in 2FM at the moment. I'm going to start by telling you about something that we have running here in 2FM, which is our 2FM Rising list. So every year, a few of the music presenters and producers get together and they decide on who we think are the people to watch out for in a certain year. So I was lucky enough to be involved in choosing the Rising list for this year. So if you're into Irish music, I'd check out our website, 2FM, which is, of course, the Rising list is there. But for me, there's so many. Mango and Mathman are a grime duo from Dublin. Now, they've been on the scene for a few years now, and I've been following them since day one. They just released their new mixtape only last month. They're on the tour at the moment. So I'd definitely, if you're into kind of like grime hip hop, I'd recommend them. If that is your thing as well, people like Nilo, Rebel Phoenix, Jafaris, Denise Chyla. I just saw her a few weeks ago at the Olympia, and she was incredible. So if like hip hop or R&B is your thing, I'd definitely recommend those. In terms of pop, Amy is incredible. She signed with Universal. She, to me, is like at the moment our Irish pop princess. She just performed on the Late Late Show a few weeks ago, if anyone watches that. Sophie Doyle Ryder is another pop star who I think has a really bright future ahead of her. She's on our 2FM Rising list this year, so I'd recommend her. Keen DeCrow is fantastic. So Keen first came to my kind of came on my radar just a few months ago. I ended up going to see him in the Academy in November, and he blew me away. He's kind of like, to me, I suppose maybe like James Arthur or Shawn Mendes, and he's huge on TikTok. He's got like over 600,000 followers, 2.5 million likes. Like he's big, and I'm expecting big things from him. There's another guy called Ocean Tisdale who is just signed with Universal Records as well. I think he's going to be really successful. Then if R&B is your thing, people like Manjola, Abby Coulibaly, Plantain Pappy. I could honestly keep going here. Rock, there's bands like, you know, and indie, there's bands like New Dad, Inhaler. If they're not on your radar, I would 100% recommend checking out Inhaler. So there's plenty. Like I could probably spend about 12 hours sitting here recommending people from Ireland. But they're kind of a few people that I'm enjoying listening to at the moment. So
Yeah, that's
hopefully some of
brilliant.
you might like them too.
Yeah, that's certainly added to our Spotify list with a bit of luck, you know.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic stuff. We're gonna unfortunately, and it's fortunate for a lot of us. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get back to the awards. Emma Power, superstar.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much for
And
joining us.
best of luck to everyone. Thank you. Bye.
See ya, bye. Emma Power, fantastic stuff. I'm going to have to actually play back and listen to those recommendations. But that brings us back to our award ceremony. Let's find out who's up next. The reality is there were so many amazing entrants from Laois this year that we had to give some special merit awards. And the first special merit award this afternoon goes for product development. And the winner of the Product Development Award goes to It's Simply Resin, and it's from Mount Mellick Community School. Fantastic. That doesn't say Portlaoise. That's Mount Mellick Community School. So well done, guys. The teachers are Lorna O'Sullivan and Una Mangan. The students behind Simply Resin are Rosie, Emma, Teresa, and Ella. So well done to you. Handmade selection of key rings made from resin, which can be personalized. So well done to Simply Resin. You've won the Product Development Award. Next up, we get to our Business Plan Award, also a Special Merit Award, and the winner of the Business Plan Award goes to, it's Woody Wonders from Skull Christree. Again, another Laois school. Fantastic stuff. Well done. And the teacher there is Lorraine Conroy. So hiya, Lorraine. And the fantastic students behind Woody Wonders are Gabrielle, Sarah, Emer, and Quiva. So well done. Really comprehensive business plan that blew the judges away, I believe. Talking about selling your brilliantly decorative, we can see a picture of it there, wooden signs that display wonderful quotes. But your business plan really stood out. So well done to Woody Wonders. And next up, we get to commercial potential. And actually, a lot of the businesses this year could have won this award, but sadly, there can only be one winner. So this was a business idea that had great scalability and great potential for growth. And without further ado, the winner of the Commercial Potential Business Award goes to, it's Go With The Glow. Go With The Glow from St. Mary's CBS in Portlaoise. So well done to Go With The Glow. You've won the Commercial Potential Award. Your teacher is Deirdre Moore, and the students are Nathan, Daniel, William, and Owen, I believe, is the mastermind there. Really cool glow-in-the-dark tape that you guys created. Really handy to assist elderly or visually impaired people and help them navigate around, particularly maybe find the light switches and so on. Also very cool, cool tape that would be great to use for kids or children that possibly were scared of the dark. In fact, the more I think about your Go With The Glow product and the tape, it's got so many uses, doesn't it? And that's why you guys have won the Commercial Potential Award. So well done to Go With The Glow. Next up is our award for product presentation. So our product presentation award. And the winner of our product presentation award goes to, it's Dunmason Jars from Dunamace College. So well done to you. Do you see all the Laois schools represented? There's loads of us. It's absolutely brilliant. So well done. The teacher in Dunamace College is David Thompson. So hi, David. Well done. And the three students we see there in the picture are Rachel, Leah, and Lily. You created really attractive packaged and labeled range of products. Now they were dry mix ingredients for baking brownies, cookies, and cakes, I believe, were your products. But look at the presentation right there. Worthy winners of our product presentation award. Well done. Next is our award for business acumen. So who will win the award for business acumen? Our winner goes to, it's J.K. Woodcraft from St. Mary's CBS. So well done to J.K. Woodcraft, St. Mary's CBS in Portlaoise. Your teacher is Deirdre Moore. Hiya Deirdre, and holding the beautiful handcrafted, looks like a reindeer, there is Jake. So well done. That's your business, Jake. Really, really beautiful handcrafted wooden gifts and home decorations that Jake created. What really impressed the judges was the design software you used and the laser cutting technology that you used. So really, really impressive and very, very worthy winner of our Business Acumen Award. So well done, Jake. Then we get to branding. At the end of the day, sometimes a really good logo and really good branding can be the difference between success and failure when marketing a business. And I love the branding in this particular winner. So let's find out who's won the branding award for Laois in 2022. Are we ready? Here we are. The winner is Sunrise Products from Mount Rath Community College. And I don't know whether you can see on the screen, but really, really simple, classy branding there. Really, really impressive. Your teacher in Mount Rath is Evelyn Geary. The students behind the branding award, the winners from Sunrise Products, is Adam and Charlie. So well done to Adam and Charlie. And you guys made really professionally branded homemade relish and lemonade, all made from natural ingredients. But that branding is any classy deli I walked into, I would pick that off the shelf. That's how amazing that is. So worthy winners of our branding award. Now, our next award is for market research. So the winner of our market research award goes to, it's Kick. And it's Port College again. Haven't seen you guys for a while. Well done to Kick. And again, really nice looking branding with the Kick product as well. Your teacher is Michelle Duggan, and students are Natalia and Veronica are the two students there, and beautiful handmade body butters. Really, really beautiful. It was the market research that you put into your proposal was mind blowing. You really, really researched the market and really impressed the judges. So well done for winning our market research award. Well done to Kick. Moving on to the Best Video Award. And these guys have possibly a future, maybe in TV, because they have a good personality. The winner of our Special Merit Video Award goes to Album Apparel from Mount Rath Community College. So well done to Album Apparel. Your teacher is Evelyn Geary, and it's Adam and Alex are behind Album Apparel. Do we have an extract of the guys that won Best Video? Let's have a look.
Is customizable album apparel. Would you look at that? This is our product, Album Apparel. And what makes our product unique, our main selling point, is a Spotify code on the back, which will take you instantly to whatever album is on the front if you scan it using the Spotify app.
So well done. The guys said it beautifully themselves. So a really, really clever design with the Spotify code in the back where we can scan and listen to the album. Well done to Album Apparel. And as I said, the guys have some personality. Well done, guys. On this moment, I think it's very important. We've talked about some of the teachers today, and let's see whether I can find Rosie here, our student enterprise coordinator, who you guys will all know well. I'd like to say. But certainly without the likes of Rosie, this competition could not take place. And it's our 20th year this year, but also without the incredible teachers, we could not make this happen. Rosie, I'll give you a moment just to say a few words about our fantastic.
Brilliant. Thanks a million, Greg. So, hi everyone. I just want to say it's been my absolute pleasure dealing with all of the teachers and the students in all of the schools across the county. We've had a great participation. We've had students involved, first, second years, fifth years, as well as TYs, and we've had entries into all of the competitions this year. So beyond the main student enterprise program, we've also had entries into the creative business idea competition and the My Entrepreneurial Journey competition at the various levels. So that's been really, really brilliant. But I suppose Honor has already thanked the teachers in her earlier speech there, and I want to reiterate that because I suppose in my role, I go out to the schools and, introduce the program, and I come back throughout the year and give support and guidance and so on. But really, I think I have the easy job in a sense because, I do the visit, I kind of sail off into the sunset for a period of time and come back again. But in the interim, it's the teachers and the students that do all the hard work, So I really want to kind of, I suppose, recognize that and say that it doesn't go unnoticed.
Big time. And we'd like to give every teacher an award or a prize today because you're all worthy, to Rosie's point. But we do have a draw for the €250, I believe they're Laois Chamber vouchers. Isn't that right, Rosie?
That's right. It's the Laois gift card from the Chamber. Yes.
Brilliant. Okay, so we have the wheel. So 2 teachers are going to win a €50 voucher each. So Rosie, I'm going to ask you to spin that wheel. Are we ready?
So great. That's Patricia, and she's in Haywood Community College. So delighted that Patricia's come out. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. So one more left. I did ask Honor, could we get one for everyone, but the budget just wouldn't last. So we have one more to give. So Rosie, let's spin that wheel.
Off we go. Lorraine is another very worthy winner as well. So delighted for both of you. And we'll get those vouchers out to you soon.
Yeah, so congratulations. As I said, you're all winners, guys. You really, really are. So thank you so much. And again, a big shout out to Rosie for all the work that she's done for a very, very successful student enterprise program for the brilliant county of Laois. So thanks for joining us, Rosie.
Thank you.
Now we get to a very exciting part. We're literally three awards to go, and we're going to find out who's going to be the senior category winner representing Team Laois in the Helix in Dublin in May. But before we get there, we've got 2 businesses that came so close to winning the senior category. So 3rd place in the senior category, the award goes to it's Christmas Crafts from Hayward Community School. We were just talking about you guys. That's Hayward Community School, and we were just talking about their teacher, which is Patricia Brennan. So so well done. 3rd in the senior category is a massive achievement. The students there are Vincent and Podrick. So well done, guys. And apparently, according to the judges, you made a lot of money. Fair play. That's what business is about. Can be about making a lot of money selling high quality handmade seasonal decorations. So, guys, you're very worthy 3rd place winners on our senior category. So well done to Christmas Crafts. Moving on to our senior category 2nd place. So our runner-up. And this year, you're going to think that this is hilarious. You are. But 2nd place senior runner-up. The winner or 2nd place goes to it's Christmas Crafts again. Oh, by golly. The name was so brilliant that two two teams named the same name, didn't they? So this is Christmas crafts, this time from St Mary's CBS. Your teacher is Deirdre Moore. The students there are Jack, Adam, Carl, and Connor. And we can see some of your amazing snowman, handmade snowman wooden designs that you guys created. Very, very cool. And again, you did a really, really good job marketing and selling your products. I think you were in every market you could find, but you're certainly in markets throughout Portlaoise, Portarlington, Thigh, and Naas, and did an absolutely brilliant job in coming second in or runner-up in the senior category. That leaves us with just one award to go, doesn't it? But before we jump in there, I want to literally have a quick chat with a very special gentleman. If it isn't one of our very, very super judges, if it isn't Sean Ryan, how are you?
I'm good, Greg. Very good. Can you hear me?
We can hear you absolutely
Good.
fine. Now, obviously, three brilliant judges we had this year with Caroline and Patricia as well. But Sean, what stood out about the caliber of entrants this year?
I think when you look at the products and you look at the quality and the range, I think what people have adopted over the years, I think what people within the enterprise sector have looked at, what's simple, what is the market, and where is there a gap? And many of the products that was produced within the companies are solving a problem, which is the essential part of what business is about. You're trying to create a product or a service that actually solves a problem or gives a support to people who need it. And for that exchange, you get cash, you get paid. And I think they've been very clever in what they did. There was a clear focus on how commercial the product was and getting it into the marketplace. I also think, looking at with my fellow judges, the attitude within the teams was very strong, very positive. And that's what makes the difference. Attitude will determine how well you do it. And that's what every team did. They got a product, they tested it, and then they got into the marketplace and they sold it. And they sold it to a target audience. They were all very aware. But when we try to differentiate between many, many good companies, what we had to look at in the end was longevity and how long will the product last? And is it out there that it might sell in June, it might sell in August, or it might sell outside the school? And many of the schools, many of the teams were frustrated by COVID. They couldn't get access to the markets. They couldn't get access to where they could sell the product. And eventually what we had to look at is a product that, forget it came from a school group, a product that could be taken on by any entrepreneur and set up their own business external to the mini enterprise and become a commercial success. And
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I tell you what we're going to do, Sean, because it makes perfect sense as we kind of build up to that, is let's get to the big reveal, shall we? And I'm going to keep you on the screen and maybe we can talk about who are our senior category winners. And just before we do, it's a big shout out to Patricia, to Sean, and to Caroline, our three amazing judges. I don't know how you managed to pick winners. I really, really don't. But let's get to the big reveal. So our first place winner, and we need, quite frankly, we need those drums. Let's get those drums going and let's get this big reveal happening. Who will represent Team Laois in the senior category in the Helix in May? Let's find out now. It's RC Woodcrafts from Mount Rath Community School. You are the winners of our senior category. We'll grab Sean now in a minute to come in, but before we do that, let's get some fireworks going. This is big. And let's actually have a few words from the lads themselves talking about their particular product.
And we are the founders of RC Woodcrafts. We have 3 products: a medal holder and road signs, which are both large and small. Our USP is how our road signs and medal holders are locally made, they are unique, and can be fully personalised. They've never been seen before.
And just before I forget to say there, in Mount Ralph Community School, your teachers Rita Moore. So Rita, this is massive. The guys have done the school so proud. Talking about the student that's Raymond and Calum. Right there are the masterminds behind RC Woodcrafts. Really professional, handmade, retro wooden signs based on vintage Irish foam road signage. Sean, what impressed you about our fantastic winners?
As we looked at it as a team of judges, we looked at a product, very strong product, very professionally produced, strong input from the 2 guys. They had the skill set and they had the attitude and motivation to develop a very good product and sell it. It has wide commercial appeal. It can be sold at any forum. It can even be sold online if that's their choice. And we believe that they are a very, very strong group to represent Laois at national finals.
I would concur and agree with that. Even I think of the likes of the US market. I'm thinking, my God, there's great ability to scale this. It's absolutely fantastic. So really worthy winners, RC Woodcrafts, and quite frankly, all the teams today are really worthy winners, even the ones that didn't win today. And the one thing I cannot stress enough, and if we look at Pure Clothing as an example, whether you won or didn't win an award today is the beginning, not the end of our entrepreneurial journey. So a huge congratulations to everyone that participated in this year's local enterprise or student enterprise program awards, our 20th year. It's hard to believe it's 20 years. So huge congratulations to the teams going on to represent Team Laois in the national finals in the Helix in May. Is this the 20th year? Is this Laois's year? It certainly could be with the caliber of our winners. And I think what's worth to do now is to thank Sean, to thank the judges, to thank Rosie, our brilliant student enterprise program coordinator, to thank the local enterprise office for their fantastic support, and to thank the amazing teachers for inspiring such incredible businesses for our wonderful county of Laois. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to all you amazing students. The future of Laois is bright. It really, really is. The entrepreneurial spirit in Laois is burning brightly. And it seems only apt to kind of end today's award ceremony with you guys. So thank you so much for taking part and making Laois, quite frankly, the entrepreneurial capital of Ireland, isn't it? So we'll leave you with you. All the best and bring on the finals. Go on, Team Laois.